Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to another episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about Mr. Ricky Rose. Childish Gambino is going back on tour again. Black Panther is still the king of the fucking box office, by the way. And on top of all that, we're going to definitely give y'all a recap of last week's episode of FX's Atlanta. But first, I think it's very important that we get into the theme song.
This ain't no freestyle, bitch, this that he style. Hey, it's your boy Spayce, man. I got a new podcast out I want y'all to subscribe to, bruh. It's called Urban Nerd Weekly, available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music. My
back up in the shit. I just like a couple beats. I'm about to hit the stick, so go and follow me on Twitter. Now watch me. Crank that herb. Now watch me. Crank that herb. Watch me. Crank that herb. Now watch me. Crank that herb.
Yeah! Like I said, y'all, welcome back to Urban Nerd Weekly. This is your host, your boy, Spaceship J. Rowley. Spayce was here. Spaceship is the name. Podcast and stand-up comedy, web content is the game. I just flipped that old ass saying. Before I get started, quick reminder, please, on my big knees asking y'all to go ahead to spacewashere.com, SPAYCEWUZHERE.com. You know what I'm saying? Check out all my content I got available, man. And if you like what you see, please don't hesitate to join the email list. That way, every time I put up a new blog post, you can get an email right in your inbox. And it's gonna have everything you're gonna need to look, everything you're looking for. I don't know why I say everything you need to look. Everything is what you need to look at. That's why Jesus' daddy gave you eyes if you believe in Jesus, and then if you don't believe in Jesus, then the dude that told Moses everything gave us eyes for that. And if you Jewish, well then I think it's the same God. See, that's why I don't even talk about religion on my podcast, because I don't know enough to be talking to nobody about no religion. All I know is we was born with eyeballs. Whoever in control of the thing gave us eyeballs, and use your eyeballs to look at shit. Anyway, spacewashere.com. Join the email list. I love you guys for doing that. Thank you in advance. First story of the day. Mr. Ricky Rose, rapper Rick Ross, Mr. MMG, Maybach music. It's early, so I can't get it like how she does it. Like, Maybach. I haven't had enough Red Bull today yet. Anyway, Mr. Maybach music was reportedly found unresponsive in his place, and then was rushed to the hospital. And then after fans were in an uproar, we were, I'm a moderate Rick Ross fan, so when the news broke, I of course was concerned, because who else is gonna shit on Birdman while Lil Wayne is in the studio? You know what I mean? That's how life goes. But anyway, it was reported that he went to the hospital and was on life support and was still unresponsive, and like a whole day went by where we all the Rick Ross fans were just kind of wondering what's going on with Ricky. That's my Cuba Gooding Jr. impression from Boys in the Hood. But yeah, man. So after a full day of everybody believing that this could be the end, because this ain't the first time Rose done ended up in the hospital since he became Rick Ross the rapper. So of course, with him being a big guy, you hear him found unresponsive in the hospital, you don't know what could be going on. So then, like a day later, this nigga is just up and back on Instagram stunting and shit. Like, nigga, what the fuck happened? Well, according to DJ Academics and a couple of other news sources that I looked into and read into, the reports were all exaggerated. Like, that's some shit. Turns out, he was in the hospital. He wasn't found unresponsive. And now we're getting a lot of mixed reports, because some people are saying he was never in the hospital. Some people are saying he was in the hospital, but he wasn't rushed there after being found unresponsive. From what I can tell, I'm gonna give you guys my version of what I think happened. I think maybe Rick Ross had a scheduled doctor's appointment that maybe not everybody in his team knew about. And maybe someone felt like they had to say he was found unresponsive until they could figure out all the real information. But maybe he had a doctor's appointment, or maybe he had something going on and he felt some type of way. So he decided to go hit up old Doc McGee and see what was going on. And because some of the reports are saying that he was on a machine that wasn't technically life support. So I'm thinking maybe he has a chronic condition, or maybe he just felt some type of way. Like I said a second ago, he went to the hospital to see what was going on, and maybe they decided to either run some tests, or maybe they actually saw something going on that they could prevent. So they hooked him up to some machines. And I'm thinking maybe a fan who was in the hospital, kind of walked by the wrong room and saw him and recognized him, and maybe he told a friend and they told a friend, and then that friend had someone that was connected to the media. Maybe they ran a blog, maybe they worked for a radio station, maybe they're a DJ Academics wannabe, and they decided to add a little salt and pepper to the story to get it moving. And I think that's how things ended up the way they were. So prayers up, which was the biggest hashtag while he was in the hospital. So if Rick Ross didn't do this on purpose, I think getting out of the hospital, he definitely knows how loyal his fan base was, because he was the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 trending topic on Twitter an hour after it was reported that he was in the hospital. So, prayers up for Rose. Whatever it is going on with your big fella, we're all still rooting for you. And I hope you stay good. You know what I mean? You almost signed Nipsey, so you tried to sign Nipsey, so we know you still got your head in the game music wise. And congratulations on all your business ventures. If you ever hear this podcast, you're definitely an inspiration to a lot of big and non-big boy hustlers around the world. So that's Rose. Touching on this once again, I know I did pretty much a full episode on Black Panther a couple weeks ago, but for the third fucking week straight, people, the king of Wakanda is the box office king. Nothing but positive critical acclaim, and Black Panther's breaking even more records. Now, I'm going to take this opportunity to let you guys know. I know I'm supposed to have a nerd extra up about the Black comics, and Black Panther is supposed to be one included. You guys would not believe how insane it's been over here at Urban Nerd Weekly this week, man. That's why this episode is coming up like a day and a half late as is, because I'm just now bouncing back from all of that, but it's nothing major, nothing life-threatening. It's just, time is very elusive and it stands still for no man. So, when things get moving, man, you gotta roll with the punches. Shout out to the radio station 25-8 The Gate that I'm working with. Also be looking out for my my podcast with my partner Leisha. In the Cut with Leisha and Spayce is what the fuck we gonna be doing. And also I'm gonna be having a little 10-minute podcast coming up with a production company called Real Sheep Productions. I met these guys on IG, and they really fucked with Urban Nerd Weekly podcast, so they tapped your boy to see if they could help them out, and we're going to be doing some collaborative work real soon, so be looking out for that podcast as well. I don't know the name of it yet. I will reveal more details about it very, very soon. Just keep your ears peeled and your eyes open, man. Or is it your eyes peeled and your ears open? Nah, fuck it. Let's just pretend I did the first one on purpose. But yeah, next thing on the agenda is, as you've probably heard from last week's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly, if you didn't, that means you either skipped an episode or you need to subscribe. So please like, subscribe. Ooh, excuse me. I just got all kinds of burps in my chest right now. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment on iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn, Blueberry, and much, much more. And if you're on iTunes and Google Play Music, please leave a review and a star rating. That helps me move up in the rankings, so that when you guys like the show and you tell people about it, and then they go search it on iTunes, they don't have to be like, where the fuck's the show at? I don't see it. I don't see the show anywhere, man. You're not, this is not a real shit you guys are making. Nah, I'm real. I just need to rank, and y'all can help me do that. So we gotta look official, guys. So I know I touched on, like I said, this last week was the season premiere of FX's Atlanta, starring, written and produced by the amazing Donald Glover, a.k.a. Childish Gambino, rapper, actor, writer, producer. I said producer twice because he's a TV producer and a musical producer. The kid can make beats, mix a song, master that shit, make a beat, rap over that shit, mix the song, master that shit, and send it out to the world. And matter of fact, speaking on that, before I even get into the review and / synopsis of last week's episode of Atlanta, I think it would be blasphemous for me not to fucking mention Donald Glover, a.k.a. Childish Gambino, is once again on tour. The boy is riding again. He gonna be riding through North America. Now, the tour run from the beginning of September to the end of September. The first tour date is September 6th in Atlanta, which lets me know I need to go ahead and get my motherfucking tickets because I know this show gonna be packed the fuck out. And joining him on tour will be hip-hop powerhouse Rae Sremmurd. Now, Rae Sremmurd and Childish Gambino on the tour, I'm loving that. I just feel nothing but positive vibes fucking radiating from this microphone right now, just from saying Rae Sremmurd and Childish Gambino. Now, this is the first tour he's been on since Awaken My Love back in 2016. And his only other public performance since then was right before this year's Grammys back in like January of 2018, which is this year. But I said it in case you listen to this episode next year and then you be like, he didn't fucking perform for the Grammys. Yeah, he did in 2018, dickhole. Now, I love how I'm arguing with somebody that don't exist. Last we heard, his next album is going to be his final album. And, rappers say shit like that all the time, And after Jay-Z, nobody really takes motherfuckers serious and they say this shit anymore. But it looks like he's really, really doubling down on this shit. In a recent interview, he confirmed it and added that endings are good because they force things to get better. So not only is he like pretty seemingly sure this is going to be his last hip-hop album, he actually is happy that this is going to be a last hip-hop album, which, you can't really fault the guy. I mean, he's doing amazing. He's knocking everything out of the park. I mean, he's about to be fucking young Lando Calrissian in the new Star Wars movie. The kid's got a full plate. And although I do love his music, and not only do I love his music, I love his music more than any other like comedian that does music. I mean, you guys know I do music, but I don't do music. I do musical comedy. I do funny songs and parodies and shit. If you haven't heard any, go ahead and check them out on SoundCloud.com/Spayce was here. Same as the website, same as the hashtag, same as the @ handle on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. But yeah, and here's the thing, I'm not like a huge fan of when comedians try to like also segue into music. But first of all, he didn't really do that. He kind of was doing everything at the same time when I found out about the guy. Like, he was already writing for 30 Rock. He was already, one of the stars of Community. He had already done a stand-up special and a 30-minute, Comedy Central presents on Comedy Central. So his music had already came out before I had even heard of him. So when I found out about Donald Glover, he was already fucking doing everything. He was already giving speeches and shit about, when he was in college, learning writing shit. So that's what makes the difference for me and him. I mean, for him from all the other comedians that try to do music, because I normally hate that shit. And honestly, even when I started doing parodies, I didn't even want to do it because I don't like it when comedians try to do music. But a lot of people told me that my parodies were funny, You know how you listen to a song on the radio and then you make up your own words while you're just, listening and shit. I used to do that as a kid. And then sometimes for my friends that, when I got out of high school, they would always like my version of the song. So I just started recording them and then people was fucking with it. So if you want to be one of those people, like I said, SoundCloud.com/Spayce was here. SPAYCEWUZHERE. But I said all that to say, not only do I love his music way more than any other comedian that does music. And he does a great job of it. The kid is truly musically inclined, and it's kind of ironic that the one comedian that makes some great music is the one that's actually probably gonna stop and focus more so on his like comedy and his acting and, you know, all the stuff that goes on along with that. It's quite ironic, actually. But, you know, that's the way that things go. And that is the info on the Childish Gambino tour. And if you haven't yet, please follow Childish Gambino on Instagram. If for nothing else than the one photograph that shows all of his tour dates. I mean, the kid's creativity never fucking ceases to amaze me. It's a really cool design. It's a really beautiful image. And then if you like everything else he's got going on IG, make sure you follow him. You know what I'm saying? And keep pushing for Black Spidey. But anyway, on to Atlanta Robin season episode 1. That was fucking amazing. If you didn't catch that shit, if you ain't watched that show, I've been talking about that shit on the last episode, and I talked about it all week on my Twitter page. So if you ain't following me on Twitter, that's probably why you didn't know. But all my social media, well, not all my social media, but Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is spacewashere.com. I mean, not .com. Well, you can hit spacewashere.com and find all of them. But Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SPAYCEWUZHERE. And that's all my handles. You know, that's my handle for all those websites. Snapchat's a bit different. Snapchat, if you want to add me on Snapchat, is A1Spayce. A1SPAYCER. You know, so go ahead and add me on Snap if you like. But, I mean, the episode started off with a bang, almost literally. Like, you know, it's two homies, you know, just kind of chilling. One's playing the game, one's talking a little shit. And then, you know, they decide they want to get something. They want to get high, they want to get something to eat. And what do you know? In a city like Atlanta, you can do both of those motherfuckers at the same place. So they went to a restaurant, pulled up, and it seemed like they was just about to order some food. And the whole code was you had to order number 17 to get a 3-5, right? So they get there, they order the food, they order the number 17, and they pull up to the drive-thru window, and then they fucking shoot the restaurant. One of the motherfuckers hops out, and keep in mind, they are bumping TK's The Race, which is hilarious because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that's the shit he got caught up in. Didn't he rob a Chick-fil-A or some shit like that? I don't remember. I don't listen to a whole lot of TK music, but I remember that being a very interesting story. However, that's how the episode fucking starts off. They're robbing a fast food restaurant that's also selling weed out the drive-thru window. Dude goes in, takes the whole stash. And yeah, he ends up getting in a little shootout with the manager of the restaurant because this bitch pulls out the motherfucking chopper on that nigga, and he wasn't fucking around. I mean, he might have looked like a little sweet guy, but hell nah, his aim was pretty good too. I mean, that little motherfucker barely got away. Anyway, that was just the opening scene. Didn't have shit to do with the rest of the episode except for letting you know that it's Robin season. Like I said, Robin season is a part of the year in Atlanta. Then I'm pretty sure in other major cities like Los Angeles, New York, the bigger parts of Texas. I'm almost positive Chicago and Detroit are in on it too. But it's when it starts to get cold and the holidays approach, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the way up until New Year, where everybody has a little extra cash to spend floating around, and the people who don't want more. So that's how you get Robin season. Everybody's buying a lot more presents, so it's like if you don't have a PlayStation and you're a nigga that robs niggas, and then Robin season come around, you know you can get a PlayStation because some nigga's gonna buy one because it's a little more likely that he's gonna buy it around the holiday season. And yeah, it makes it a lot easier for you to steal one from a person than from a store. And as someone who has definitely been a youngster, I wouldn't say in the mean streets, but I was out there. I was chilling. You know, I wasn't thugging. I was just cooling. You know, my friends was thugging, and I was cooling. And then we moved, but I can definitely tell y'all, you watch your back around that time of year. When it get dark, stay the fuck in your car. You get all your gas before the sun go down, so you ain't got to stop at no gas station because they'll catch your ass up in there too. And that's just a little bit of Atlanta anthropology for y'all 2.8 million motherfuckers that's gonna be trying to move in this bitch soon. But I digressed. So then the episode actually starts. Donald Glover, fucking getting, we saw last season end kind of awesome. He had his little $200 that he got from being Al's manager, aka Paperboy's manager. And, he had a little storage unit that he was sleeping in. And, so that way he wouldn't have to bother his baby mom and his parents anymore for a place to stay at. Well, fucking first damn thing we see from is him basically getting kicked out of the same storage unit. And then he's getting softly burglarized. Like, the guy that came to kick him out just starts snatching shit from out of the fucking storage room. Like, dude, how you just gonna take my shit? Matter of fact, I think that's what he said. He was like, dude, how you think you gonna take my shit? He was like, look, bro, you owe us money. You know what I'm saying? He's like, ain't you supposed to, like, auction it off and shit like that or something first? He was like, yeah, I watched Storage Wars 2. And nigga, this ain't it. Oh, man, it was crazy. So then, fast forward a little bit. He heads on over to Al and Darius' house, and that's how we find out that Al is on house arrest and shit. We don't quite all the way know how that happened, but we know how Donald Glover works, so I'm sure that'll be revealed at some point during the latter part of the season. Sorry, I had to get a swig. I'm sure that'll be revealed some part of the latter part of the season. But funny thing is, the weirdo friend Darius, who's one of my favorite characters on the show, I feel like he is a kindred spirit of mine, even though he's a fictional character. Darius and Al aren't speaking. There's nobody fucking, like, I shit you not, the whole episode, they don't directly speak to each other. And it's not understood why. No one talks about why. Like, Ern asks Al, hey, are you and Darius okay? I don't want to fucking talk about it. And then Ern gets a ride to his probation office. And while he's in the car with Darius, he's like, hey, Darius, what's going on with you and Al? I don't want to fucking talk about it. And, that's how guys are. We don't want to talk about the shit that's pissing us off in life. We get a little too aggro, we say the wrong thing, it's just, you get a little older, you learn that, this I don't fuck with you right now. But like I said, to this moment right now, it's fucking with my head to figure out why they weren't talking the whole episode. Anyway, Ern ends up going to see his probation officer, and I'm skipping shit on purpose. I'm not finna give you niggas the whole fucking episode, because first of all, that's not what this show is about. Urban Nerd Weekly is not a weekly podcast about the TV show Atlanta, starring the amazing Donald Glover / Childish Gambino. This is about all things nerdy. However, I think the Nerdiverse has waited a long, long time for Atlanta to come back. As a matter of fact, I think Atlanta, the TV show, is gonna be what unites nerds and street niggas, kind of like what Drake was doing when he first came out. Them hipsters gonna have to get along with them hood niggas. I love that shit. But anyway, Ern ends up, he ends up in the probation office, which is so Atlanta. It's so Atlanta. I know niggas that's on probation for bullshit charges, and I will be the first to admit the only reason I probably ain't never got caught up in no bullshit ass situation like that. I just had the kind of parents that sheltered me a lot as a kid. So, things in I don't want people to think I'm trying to pretend like to be a little harder than I am. I just know my fucking city, and trust me, it's a lot of crooked ass reason that niggas on papers. Like, that's how I know a lot of these conspiracy theories is real. Anyway. He's at the probation office. She's giving him all kinds of attitude and shit, and he's just sitting there taking it. Takes the piss test, leaves, and then on the way out, Al gives him a call, and he's got to go help out a lady friend of Al because she is with a guy, and she's claimed to be kidnapped. And call the fucking police. Now, I don't know if you guys understand how serious this is, but when a drug dealer calls and tells you one of his friends is somewhere else and they've called the police, that means, hey, get down there, because if somebody goes to jail, a lot of us are going to jail. So Ern goes down there, to try to smooth over the situation, and ladies at her male friend's house, and fucking out of nowhere, goddamn Cat Williams opens up the door. Cat Williams is guest starring on Atlanta right now. No promo for it. Nobody said anything. Cat Williams killed that shit. And he was the alligator man in the episode. If you want to know why he called him the alligator man, you have got to watch that episode. But I will say, there's a couple of things I want to know here. Because at the end of the episode, Al and Darius do end up speaking again. Like most Atlanta hood niggas, the way that they said I'm sorry to one another. Hey, you trying to hit that blunt? And Darius was like, yeah. And he sat on the couch and he hit the blunt. And this is almost hood nigga anthropology right here. You don't push hood niggas to solve their problems. You let them be quiet for a minute. Then after some crazy shit go down, they hit the blunt together and remember why they became friends in the first fucking place. Now, like I said, if you want to catch all of the awesome hilarity and drama that is this TV show, Atlanta, remember it's on FX. And they ain't paying me for this shit. But I'm just saying, the show is awesome. You guys should check it out. Now, on to my main subject for today, which is be my last, right before, we head on out of here. Dragon Ball Z is one of my all-time favorite TV shows. It encompasses a lot of the things that I do love about a television show. It's animated, first of all, and Dragon Ball Z it's an anime show, but it came out at a time where anime wasn't really huge in the US like that. Like, if you know a lot of people my age, there's a lot of people in the anime, and it's because of shows like Dragon Ball Z and Full Metal Alchemist and Yu Yu Hakusho and shit like that. All these shows are very, very popular on Cartoon Network during the inception of the network's premiere or whatever. And Dragon Ball Z is one of those. Like, I guarantee you, any urban nerd, and when I say urban nerd, I mean urban nerds, like nerdy guys, even hood niggas, you know what I'm saying? People of color are just drawn to Dragon Ball Z. And for the longest time, I didn't know that. Well, actually, I did, because I only hung around blacks and Latinos growing up, because I was from the fucking hood and shit, for Adderville, and then I'd go to summer camp, and all the kids be talking about Dragon Ball Z. But anyway, Dragon Ball Z is a TV show whose main... Oh, yeah, let me finish saying what I love about it. First off, it's an animated show. It's a cartoon. I love cartoons. Now, the style of animation is awesome because it's anime, but it's anime at a time where anime was trying to appeal to American kids who are already used to a certain style of cartoons. So, it's this beautiful hybrid of anime and American animation. And, it's awesome. It's got, it's a martial arts themed show. I love martial arts. It's one of my favorite pastimes as a child, was watching kung fu movies with my dad. And basically, and also, it's fucking awesome. They have these amazing fight scenes. They go through this all kinds of shit. The show's been on forever, so I could just sit there and munch on episode after episode after episode. And I just love it, man. Fucking love it. If you have never seen an episode of Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball GT, or Dragon Ball Super, or even if you're into porn, if you've never even checked out one little clip of Dragon Ball X, you ain't fucking living this life, nigga. But this, basics of the show is the main character is a character by the name of Goku. And, his story, and he's a superhero that's not a superhero. That's what I love about it. He's not a superhero, but he's definitely a fucking superhero. And but by that I mean he saves the world all the time, but he's not like a superhero. He doesn't fly around on patrol looking to stop crime. It's just that every now and then some badass motherfucker lands on Earth ready to take that shit over, and they ready to fight for it, and Goku's the nigga for the job. Cause Goku be whooping ass. Now, who is Goku? Goku is the main character of the TV show. And much like Superman, he was sent here by his father because their home planet was about to be destroyed by an evil madman. So he sent him to Earth as a place to be safe and relax. But unlike Superman, he was not sent to Earth to save it. There's actually a debate on, the purpose of him being sent to Earth being for him to destroy it. Now, the reason I say there's a debate, because, here's the thing about Goku. Goku is from a planet called Vegeta. Vegeta houses a planet full of beings called Saiyans. Saiyans, much like Kryptonians, are humanoid, very humanoid creatures. They have eyes, nose, ears, mouth, faces. They are very human-like, with the only difference being that they have a tail and they have a superior level of strength and the ability to elevate that strength every time they come close to dying. Every time they almost die in a fight, once they heal, they recover stronger. And they also have tails, like a monkey's tail, which, when they look at Earth's moon, it turns them into a giant ape-like beast that destroys things. Now, the reason it's up for debate is because a lot of people in the earlier seasons, and when I say earlier seasons, I mean like the first fucking 20 of them shits, because there's a lot of seasons of Dragon Ball Z. But for the longest time, a lot of people thought that Goku was sent to Earth to destroy it, and that's why he turns that way every time he looks at the moon. That just happens to be a coincidental effect of what happens to them when they look at the moon, is that they turn into these giant ape-like beasts. And come to find out, the real reason he was sent to Earth is because his planet was about to be destroyed by an evil madman, like I said, and his dad just wanted to make sure that the legacy of the Saiyans still lived on forever. One of the most amazing things about the show is that, we get to actually watch Goku grow up. Like, and not in these giant leaps of time. Like, it's like fucking 18 straight seasons. Like, the show starts off and Goku couldn't be any older than like 5-6 years old. And they legitimately go through his childhood as we watch him become one of the greatest fighters in the world, damn near by accident. And then we see him become an adult. He has a kid, Gohan, who is even stronger than he was at his age. And right around then, he's got to fight Piccolo again, because he fights Piccolo once as a kid, but he's got to fight him again as an adult. And then during that time is when we meet Vegeta. Vegeta is another Super Saiyan, and before he met Vegeta, there was no more. Now, that is my little intro into Dragon Ball Z. If you guys are Dragon Ball Z fans, please comment your favorite either episode or like series of episodes, because I know Dragon Ball Z is really bad about like stretching out one episode for 5 episodes. But we watch that shit anyway because it's awesome. We love it. We fucking love it. But yet and still, that is what happens. So that is my intro to Dragon Ball Z for this week. I'm probably going to talk about it again some more next week, or I might have a whole nerd extra on Dragon Ball Z. I don't know. I think I'm going to just talk about it a little bit more next episode. But that is all the time we have for Urban Nerd Weekly this week, you guys. And I just, before I get up out of here, I just want to thank you guys for listening. I want to thank everybody who's been listening to the show. You guys motivate me more than you could ever know. I ask that you please spread. I just turned 8. I was talking about Dragon Ball Z so long I started talking like an Asian person. Please tell a friend. Like I said, subscribe to Urban Nerd Weekly. The easiest way to do that is spacewashere.com, but you can also check out iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, all of the podcasting directory apps that you guys may have access to. Please be looking out for my other podcasts coming out, as well as my YouTube channel is about to be jumping. Yeah. So I thank you guys for support. Please share the episode, like, comment, subscribe, do all that little internet shit that, makes people hot or whatever. And, I gotta go, man. See, my name is Spayce Was Here. See, because it was here because, see, I am Spayce, and I was here, but now I'm